Thank you for listening to Comics for Fun and Profit. This is Kyle Andrew with your sneak peek at next week, episode number 605 for comics originally releasing December the 22nd and 23rd, right before Christmas. The penultimate release week of 2020, good sir.
Wow.
But before Drew and I get into what's coming out in your local comic book shops this next week, Drew, do we have anything from our listeners?
Well, I got to give a quick shout out to you, my dude, for you got the Rona.
Yeah,
Your wife.
We are on lockdown.
Your wife has tested positive for COVID as well. You guys are suffering from this thing. And where are you? Where are you? You're not curled up in a ball on the couch.
I got my headset on and I am talking to the people.
You are delivering for the people. You are giving the listeners what they want through the pain.
That's right.
I got a hangnail once and didn't record for 2 weeks. So, shout out to you, brother, for sticking it out through this ridiculous pandemic crap that's hit your family. And hopefully...
and this goes out to everybody for over the past several years. It's like, what's this weird sickness Kyle gets every year? And he's always obscurely coughing. Well, this one's real. You can't dog me on this one.
This one is, yeah, swabbed and everything. We got this one on lockdown, so literally on lockdown. You're not leaving the house and can't for 14 days. So.
No, and it's normally the things you kind of dream about. You're like, ha ha. It's like that. There's finally time. I finally have the time. Very much back to the old Twilight Zone episode. And wouldn't you know it, I can't get a hold of a new console. And I have transferred everything on my console over to my son, and we blew a power supply on it. So I have nothing but time, and I do not have video games. It is just...
Can you dust off the old GameCube?
Oh, yeah, I'm back. I've got the old the NES Mini and the SNES Mini, so we're making some runs in the PlayStation Mini. So we'll run through a couple Final Fantasies here, but
you'll be okay.
My idea of knocking through the backlog, or heading down the Cyberpunk 2077 around,
nope, not gonna
through
happen.
bugs and all, I will not be able to do during my quarantining. I guess I can always organize my comics.
Oh, come on, you can do that another time. Procrastinate.
That's right.
That way. So speedy recovery, bro. And hey, looks like we've got a real comic book day, free comic book day next year. Not going to be the first Saturday in May, but they're saying let's do it August 14th. So
it's a good week. It's a good time to do it.
Right in the dead middle of summer, and they think that by August 2021, most of the uncertainty and disruption related to COVID will have passed. By golly, we hope so.
Yep.
This is the 20th anniversary of Free Comic Book Day. Should be a big deal. And we're excited about it. I hope I can just go around to a comic shop. That would be nice.
Yeah, it'd be nice to just go two from here, make the round, say hi to everybody, spend a little money at a few brick and mortars that are still up and running.
Yep. So nice and hot. Go get free comics. Hopefully next summer. Jason sent us a little email, and he says, since it's the most wonderful time of the year, I have a question for you guys. If you each had $1 million to spend on each other's Christmas presents, what comic book pop culture presents would you guys buy for each other?
I would buy you a Batmobile.
Nice.
I would think the Tumbler. We live in where it snows, so I'm not thinking the '89 Batmobile would be very good.
The Tumbler might be good.
Yeah, I would buy you the whole white suit for Moon Knight.
Oh yes. Yeah.
You already have the mental illness, so we're halfway there.
Maybe an underground Batcave. I could build you a Batcave that you could
need
just
a lair.
You need a lair.
Yeah.
You kind of already have a Batcave, but this would be like one below that was off limits to people, and I
would buy you your Amazing Spider-Man 300. I would buy you.
Would you buy me a 6.0?
I would buy you a 9.6. Not quite gem mint. Not quite near mint. Yeah, I would get you some sweet wall books. The stuff that I know you'd always want.
Yeah. All the wall books. You know,
Couldn't get all the wall books because the mill won't even get a few of them.
that's true. You probably can't get an Action 1.
Can't get an Action 1.
Well, you
can't
could
get
probably get a low grade Action 1.
Yeah, low Action or a low Detective 27, but
Yeah.
you know,
I could get
I'd
you
say-
some nice. You know, maybe we should just buy. One of us should buy the other person a comic book shop.
yeah, and just stock it.
And
Boom.
just have it, stocked, and that'd be really nice. And
That
then,
would be pretty cool.
yeah, somebody to run it too, because I don't want to actually run it. I just want to go in there and, it's mine.
Yeah, you just walk in and Norm, hey, how's it going?
Yeah,
That's the
exactly.
place.
Did you sell that? Didn't sell that yet? Okay.
See you guys tomorrow. What other nerdy and geek? Yeah, I gotta get a bat. Do you want a bat suit?
I don't think I do, but I think a Mandalorian suit might be nice.
Yeah, you can get you your own version of Beskar.
Yeah. Buy me actual Beskar.
We'd buy plane tickets and I'd fly you out so we could actually hang out with Jason in Hawaii.
Oh yeah, we definitely have to do that. We should probably just actually do the theme parks with all the let's rent out the theme parks so that we could go to do the Star Wars thing down in is that in Florida or the California one?
Florida is yes.
Yeah, we definitely need to do that.
Galaxies.
Yeah, I guess we could take your family.
Yeah,
too.
and we'd go to all cons. We'd go to San Diego. We'd go to New York. We'd go.
Yep. Yeah.
VIP it.
Con tickets, limos. So make it look like we are the stars. and maybe we could hire BKV. He suggests let BKV and Fiona write a special saga issue just for us.
There you go.
That would be cool. A C4 FAP edition.
Yep.
That'd be very nice.
Splash page of me hanging out with Lion Cat. I'm in.
I think that'd be sweet. You could buy your own variant covers. That'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah, all my favorite artists, I would send commissions.
Yeah. And we probably still have some extra cash laying around. I don't know how much a Batcave costs.
Yeah,
Batcave might eat up a lot of that million.
Yeah, especially if we got to get the Penny and the Dinosaur.
Those codes and all those zoning and things that you have to do. I don't know.
Can't believe you need this many permits for a Batcave.
That was fun, Jason. Thank you for that. We'll probably not spend that much on each other. Much lower amount, but we did have fun there. Let's see. We've got our Hot 10. And
Before we get into that, you gave me some amazing comic book news the other day.
Oh, what was that?
About my boy Nightwing.
Oh, yeah. Tell
The
him.
best news I'd heard in Nightwing for 5 years, I'll say.
Yeah.
Tom Taylor, our boy, who we have the utmost faith in, will be writing Nightwing starting at 78.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Oh, I can't friggin' wait. I'm back on. A and B covers. Whole run. I'm in.
Are you doing both covers?
Yep, I'm in. I mean, my guy's writing my guy. That's the kind of decision you throw your money behind and say,
Yeah.
all right, if you're pulling the trigger, so am I.
Yeah, it is pretty nice. I hear he's going to call him just Reh.
Yeah. He's found out he has some Latin roots, so it's Ricardo.
Bro, that's awesome. Now let's go to our Hot 10.
All right, we're going over to our friends at comicbookinvest.com. Check out their December 18th Hot 10 comics. Drew, let's start at the very beginning. Batman 313.
Spoiler. This is a spoiler. If that's okay. This is a spoiler.
There's a new Batman. This harkens back to that guy. Those books have gone up quite a bit. Moving on.
Well,
I'll
we
give
could.
people a little bit of
I
time.
mean, you could tell them who it is. We've just said the spoiler. I mean, unless you don't wanna, I don't know. What do you think?
Spoiler for first appearance of Tim Fox.
And I guess he's going to be Batman in the future state. So there you go.
At rank 2, Star Wars Jedi vs. Sith #1, $500 for a Raw.
Wow.
There's also a 9.8 currently running that is even higher. Is this the next $1,000 Star Wars books? Anything with Darth is just insane at the moment.
Wow.
Yeah. We should have just bought, hey, why don't we get a full run of Dark Horse? And
Yes.
we'd be happy campers.
Yeah, just grab them all.
On that same note, Star Wars X-Wing Rogue Squadron, The Rebel Opposition, #1 from those Dark Horse comics, jumped from around $10 to $50 this week after the Rogue Squadron Patty Jenkins announcement. Not sure that it will have anything to do with that book, however, but hey, that's why we spec.
People's just crazy.
Weird #1. Dark Horse being on it for a non-Dark Horse reason, but an actual Dark Horse reason. WYRD #1 from $3 to $30. News of this show being optioned caused this price to jump considerably. Dark Horse books in general are finally getting their well-deserved attention.
I gotta find out where that is. I don't know where mine are.
There you go. Star Wars Dawn of the Jedi Force Storm #1, the 1 in 10 variant from Gonzalo Flores, doubling in price from $100 to $200. Just add this to the Star Wars craziness. Star Wars Darth Vader #3, Salvador Larroca 1 in 25. Of course, this is Dr. Aphra, and this is the 1 in 25 version of Dr. Aphra. Pre-COVID, 9.8 worth $300. I'm going to take a break. 9.8s are now $1,450. You could have still picked this up for half that just 1 week ago.
Wow.
Mace Windu #5. This is from the Marvel sect of Star Wars books. $40 last week, pushing 100 now. Jeez. Invincible Iron Man #9 from 2016. 9.8 sold very well this week with a range generally from 375 to 430 on 9.8s. I have said this before, much to the disagreement of some. This book is the least important of the Invincible Iron Man 7, Invincible Iron Man 9, and Invincible Iron Man 1. See Captain Marvel 14, Captain Marvel 17, second print, Mrs. Marvel 1, and blah, blah, blah.
Now, go back. Is the Mace Windu hot? Mace Windu hot because of the spec on what Mandalorian might show tonight, or is it some other reason?
It was another reason.
Okay.
This was Ahsoka's first canonical.
Oh, okay.
Showing her first Marvel showing, whatnot.
Okay, gotcha. Gotcha.
Because you and I have watched Mandalorian already.
Yeah.
I text you at 8 a.m. said I'd watched it at 5 a.m. and you had to do it.
Yeah.
There is a post-credit scene. Be sure to watch those.
At
rank 9,
great finale, by the way. Just fantastic.
So good. Night Hunters #1 from it's about $15 to $20. We've seen this micro indies do this before. Some have staying power, some do not. We should see what happens here.
Never heard of it. I don't even remember us talking about it.
That's been optioned, yeah.
Ever.
Dave Baker, writer on that.
Yeah.
Solid Blood 17, written by Robert Kirkman. Kirkman can definitely generate buzz, even if people have no idea why. What a bizarre secret release this is. I like it for the bizarreness itself. He got online and said something, but I didn't even see what it was.
It's so strange. I have no idea. I haven't read it. Just it was one of those things that just dropped. So we'll see it when I get it. What it was, what it's about.
There you go. And our honorable mentions, we have Teen Titans Endless Winter Special #1. Interesting one-shot here that is selling for $15 to $20. Hate the cold so much, I will avoid the books, as an Endless Winter is pretty much his version of hell. And one of their other fun honorable mentions, Dynamic Comics #16, a 5.0 sold this week for $1,000, which is more than a 7.5 sold for in January. Not going to shoot or stab you. Going to tie you up and attack with a snake on this cover. So
it's a 10 center, so that's a ways back. That's what
OG comic book.
Yeah, 40s, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff.
Now, over to our FOC, which of course our final order cut off. This is our last opportunity to add a few items to our
This is
list of pull items.
an old school FOC. No Eric chiming in.
Yep, he has provided us with a base list, but he's got other things going on and has not given us the full email list. So we don't get his recommendations or a few of his links on here. So we're just going to have to go through the analog way, Drew, and see if there's anything we can find in here that we've got to have.
Yeah, and it's tougher this way without being able to look at the covers and just kind of staring at the things. It is not as intuitive.
But yeah, we have a bunch of future state books: Suicide Squad, Superman versus Impervious Lex, Legion of Superheroes, Batman, Superman, and Aquaman, all going to be coming out. It looks like January 26th, and we're being given the opportunity to grab some of these. Of course, the Dark Detective, we talked about that one. It going for $7 if you want that cardstock version. Same thing with Future State Suicide Squad. Also going as high as $7 for the cardstock versions.
There's a second printing for Crossover number 2, the Donny Cates book, and I did finally get around to reading that. Really interesting.
You have gone all the way down into Image.
It's a really interesting book. It's kind of it's really hard to explain. It's interesting. It's got some strangeness to it. There are comics that really exist in this. I mean, the comics that we know and the comics creators are in this.
We saw like there was a cover with Spawn on it.
Yeah, and so it's like a little bit of Under the Dome, if you remember that miniseries. And
that was Brian K. Vaughan, wasn't it? Or no?
It was? I thought it was Stephen King.
That was a TV show.
Yeah, it was
Under the Dome.
Yeah, he might have worked on that though. Now that you mention it, but several of the comic creators that we know and love are dead, have been killed. Some are just missing, and we don't know why. There's some interesting things happening on here. I think it's intriguing enough to read. I'd be curious what other people think about it. It's kind of just like a mystery, and it's jumping around a little bit. So I would be curious if everybody else enjoyed it as much as I did.
It sounds like a comic written for comic fans.
Yeah, it is. I think so. A lot of inside baseball stuff, and but there's also a mystery that I don't really quite grasp yet. So it just that could be just me. You think Daredevil 26 will be big? Based on... No.
Again, I think it's very flash in the pan. I like that second print just because it's a dope cover. But other than that, I think it's something that will have a 2-month high and then back down to earth.
Yeah.
Boy, remember when there was like 17 Deadpool books and half of them were good? And now we got one crap one.
Yeah, that is weird, right?
Mm-hmm. Silk Out of the Spider-Verse trade paperback. We gotta see what this is all about.
How are you gonna do that?
You just copy the number block from the left, which is actually the item code. Just throw it in another one and Google it, and it will take you right to there. So this has Amazing Spider-Man 4 through 6, which is her first appearance. The 2015 walkthrough. Wow, it's got a lot of stuff in it. That's pretty cool. So if you don't know if you like Silk or not, A, you do like Silk, and B, that's a cool way to catch up on all her stuff.
What sucks is when you go to the trouble of copying the item code out and going into search, finding it, clicking on it, and it says not art, no art.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'm like, come on,
It
all that.
looks like High Republic 2 or High Republic 1 second print is the same. And that's disappointing as crap.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was really hoping that would be in another cover. And I would be all up on that.
I thought Marvel. I thought that was a DC thing, where they didn't change up the covers. So Marvel's not changing up the covers.
I guess not.
That is a bummer.
I'm double checking on some of the other covers, but finding all of the cover A's is gonna be, all of them once is gonna be a pain.
Yeah.
Maybe it is different. I don't think it is, but it might be. Might as well get myself one just in case.
Which one's that?
High Republic 1 second print.
You do want me to order that?
Yeah, I think it's the same as one of the covers. I've just lost track.
We order it with a caveat. Could you please check? Let me try this. Nope. Not having any luck, Kyle.
Me either. I deleted my other FOCs, or I just go back to those ones.
Yeah, I need hyperlinks. I'm too lazy.
you put one little thing in our
I did 3. I've done 3 now, and I've struck out 3 times. I'm 0 for 3. I quit. I give up. Taking my ball and I'm going home. Too hard. Just won't get any stupid comics this week. Suck it.
The key thing is if you're wanting to do the future state stuff that starts in January, you still have a chance to jump on those January 26 books, these number ones. Some of them are going to get pricey, but you have the chance to still grab those.
If you're going to grab them, you might want to grab them here because they're cheaper than they're going to be in the store.
Exactly. If you're going to take a chance, take it now and not then, because then you're spending $7 a pop.
I think these are gonna bomb. I'm really worried.
Yeah.
I worry for DC that they're going to be abysmally.
I loved Mind Management, or the little bit that I read of it. Matt Kent is writing that Crimson Flower for Dark Horse.
Okay.
Yeah, with Matt Lesniewski. After losing her family to a violent home invasion, a woman uses folk tales to cope. In a blood-soaked journey through revenge, she tracks down the man responsible for her family's death, only to discover a startling government plot to weaponize folks. Or to folk tales. So, interesting. I like the way Matt Kent writes sometimes, so it's either hit or miss, but that might be worth giving a shot.
I got to the point where I was so packed up on indie books that I just stopped reading number ones. Until I can get caught up on my backlog, I'm just gonna stop taking on new number ones.
Let
for a
other
while.
people tell you if it's worth it.
Yeah, exactly.
Anything else in here?
No.
Oh, we do have our TMNT Best of Leonardo. We were collecting some of those.
Oh, we like those covers. Yeah.
Here's our blue book.
Yeah. And you did order that last one. So you ordering this one?
Yeah, I ordered something. No, I'm out.
You're out. You got the one.
Yeah, I think I just got the one.
Yeah, you got the Raphael, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Jump and
A
ship.
third print on Last Ronin. I doubt there's any difference in cover. I doubt it's even going to show us.
Are you Googling just in case?
Yep. Oh, okay. That might be worth it.
It is different.
Yep, third print. The negative black variant. Now, granted, all these subsequent printings are going to have higher print runs than your first print.
I don't know that that's true. Do you? Oh, because it was
Your
allocated.
second print's your baller one.
It was allocated, right? The first print was allocated.
Yeah. So your Ash Can's your smallest. Your first print is your second smallest. And then I'm assuming this third print will be ordered enough to make it right after that. And then second print's the one that's kind of bananas.
How many prints did they do of TMNT back in the day when it was on the original publisher?
Yeah, I can't remember.
What, like 8, 9?
Mm-hmm. Like they did with Killing Joke.
Yeah. Just kept cranking them out.
But I mean, that's for the price. If you can get it here for $6.50 for that nice little third print with that black, the much darker image on the front, grab it. And you liked crossover, you said, right?
Did. Yeah.
And number 2 is gone to a second print. It's kind of rad looking. The title of issue 2: Kids Love Chains. Okay. All right. Anything else in the FOC, sir?
No.
I think we've dug to the bottom and found a few things that we might need to get. And, of course, reminded ourselves that if we're going to jump in for Future State and have some fun there, we need to do it now. That's going to head us over to coverprice.com for their top 10. And, Drew, you going to take the beginning for me?
I can. It's a happy day for me. I get to go first. DC's Very Merry Multiverse #1. This is in the top spot because the first appearance of Jeff Chambers, or Kid Quick, who is going to be the Flash, spoilers, in DC's Future State.
Delicious.
Yes. 128 copies sold. And
Jeez.
so $30 for a raw. And it's settled between the $15 to $20 range. Of course, it was a $10 book, right?
It wasn't, yeah, I was going to say.
But yeah, that's amazing. I would have never guessed that I was going to do that.
Well, we talked before that there's like 8 stories in him, so the possibility of something happening we knew was always there.
Yeah, I guess. But I don't know. Is it worth hopping on all those $10
We decided no.
quarterly books?
Yeah.
At number 2 is Daredevil 25. This was a hot book last week, and it sold another 168 copies. But the week before it sold 355, so that's in half. But $67 for a raw for your $2 investment would have been nice. Star Wars #2 from 1977. Obi-Wan Kenobi getting his own series. This is his first appearance. Long undervalued. It also features the first Han Solo, the first Chewbacca, the first Millennium Falcon, the first Jabba the Hutt, and the first Death Star. Sold 38 copies. Had a high sale of $325 for a 9.6. So this is something to get. I think this is one that has some top end to it, right?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think there was a lot of them printed, but yeah.
With all those firsts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's cheaper than #1. Way cheaper than #1. At rank 4, Invincible Iron Man #1 from 2016. Riri's key issues continue to jump in price. This is the first appearance of Ironheart in costume and in name on the cover. Sold 50 copies and had a high sale of $200 for a 9.8. Thor God of Thunder #2. That's Gore the God Butcher, of course. 61 copies sold. High sale of $500 for a 9.8. Star Wars Mace Window 5. We talked about that. Ahsoka. $3.99 for a CGC 9.8. and another 98 sold for 500. Star Wars 5 newsstand doesn't do quite as well. 45 copies, 250, selling for 250 for a 98.
It's in 5.
What?
Oh, that's Wedge. Okay, that's first appearance of Wedge Antilles.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I thought for some reason I thought that was the same one.
Nah, 2 was the one with everybody else in it.
So this is a 77 book. This is the 77 series. So yeah, newsstand is the first Wedge Antilles, beloved Rogue Squadron member.
So far from the 77 series, you want 1, you want 2,
You want
5, and whatever number that Boba Fett was.
Yeah, exactly. Secret Invasion number 1 from 2008. Samuel Jackson comes back as Nick Fury, alongside Ben Mendelsohn's Talos, shape-shifting Skrull from Captain Marvel. This first issue was an immediate go-to book and sold 31 copies. A high sale of $111.86 for a CGC 98. Star Wars X-Wing Rogue Squadron number 1 from Dark Horse in 1995. That's the one we talked about earlier. They have 30 copies selling and a high sale of $135 for 99. And Invincible Iron Man number 9. This is Riri. Her first full appearance in this issue, trended the most among her various key issues, sold 44 copies, and had a high sale of $425 for a CGC 98.
All right, here's the question, Drew.
Yes.
Mandalorian Season 2 is over.
Yes.
We've already had our investor conference for Star Wars.
Yes.
So all the Star Wars hype news is now over.
Yes.
It can only go down from here. So
Probably.
sell in the next 2 weeks or hold. So you're either selling right now or in a couple weeks you start going back into holding pattern, right?
Because you want to wait and see how the casting and the shows start to leak?
Yeah, until there's other news. I mean, there's no more shows to stir the pot. There's no more news to stir the pot. There's no more anything to drive prices up.
Well, if you're me and you have any of this stuff, you sell it.
Yeah, get it
and
out
then you regret
now.
it.
Say what?
And then you immediately regret it.
And then you immediately regret it. But get it out like right now because
it's hot. Yeah.
It's hot, and then we're going to go through our first Friday without Mandalorian next week.
Yep.
And then people are going to start forgetting about Star Wars for a little bit.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, so we've gone through 1 through 10, so let's find our runners up from cover price. And at rank 11, we have Miss Marvel number 13, the Marguerite Sauvage cover. A 9.8 going for $180. This is, of course, Kamala Khan. At rank 12, Invincible Iron Man.
This is the first appearance of Cameron. Kamala's Inhuman. Okay.
Yeah, Kamala Khan's Inhuman friend Cameron.
And that has movement because that character will be in the series?
Casting confirmation, yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, we talked about that last week.
Did we?
Sorry, I should have tagged back on it, but we talked about that, yeah. Invincible Iron Man 7, so Dominique Thorne will play the role of Riri Williams. Her first cameo appearance is in this issue of 7. Okay, this is the cameo appearance.
We had cameo. We got the first suit. We got the first full appearance. We got the first in costume appearance. We got a lot going on.
Yep, CGC 9.8 going for $290. Still moving 38 copies on this. Iron Man 225 from 1987. The Disney Summit also announced Armor Wars is upcoming for Disney Plus. So this is, of course, War Machine. His cycle for all this. So Armor Wars spinning out of that title. And we get, of course, Don Cheadle back, reprising that role as Rhodey. $199 for 9.8 on that one. Still seems attainable. Armor Wars might be something big. Might be another bit of casting come out of that to give it another spike. So at rank 14, Star Wars number 1. Star Wars is super hot. It makes sense that all the content that fans are looking towards, the books that started it all. The first issue sold 36 copies, 2,000. $750 for a CGC 9.8.
Ridiculous.
Yep. A really cool Usagi Yojimbo cover for issue 15, the 110 variant. Moving 15 copies, $70 for a raw. At rank 16, War of the Realms Omega #1, the second print just last year. In this issue, Jane Foster takes up the mantle of Valkyrie to fight the King in Black alongside Thor. With the news of the reformation of Valkyries, this hard-to-find second print spiked, moving 11 copies, $50 for a raw.
I don't get it. What? I mean, they're better Jane Fosters, right?
Yes. This is when she becomes Valkyrie.
Oh, okay. All right. Whatever.
Even the regular issue is spiking at rank 17. The recent heat doesn't seem to be widely known even at this point, so you might have a good shot at finding these at your LCS still. Only selling 28 copies, $19 for a raw. At rank 18, we have our red foil. Thank you, one per store. For Last Ronin. Let's see. Had a high sale of $390. That was an outlier. We're looking between $100 and $125 on that one. We talked about this earlier. Spoiler: Batman 313. The son of Lucius Fox, Tim Fox. $382 for raw. And, of course, the Toxic Avenger from 1991. Peter Dinklage to star. CGC 9.8 going for $220 almost.
Wow. I didn't think that one would have staying power at all.
It may not. It's got flash power out right now, though.
Interesting.
But everything about Toxic Avenger was low budget.
Yeah.
Except for this thing that they're doing now. They're pumping money into it.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
All right, Drew. Now it's time for our sneak peek of next week. It's time to see what's coming out in your local comic book shops next week. Let's head on over to our friends at ucscomicdistributors.com/new releases and see what DC has to offer for us.
And enjoy some of these comics while you can, because your superheroes are going away they're going on the shelf for a month or so, right?
Yep, because they're going
or
to
2 months.
Take a couple months off for the future states.
So you're going to miss action. You're going to miss.
And other things like Batman Beyond 50, this is the final issue.
Yeah.
And what do you do when you have a final issue? You put Dan Mora making a dope cover.
Definitely. That's a great Raphael Grandpa cover B on Action Comics 1028.
Mm-hmm. Black Adam has an Endless Winter one-shot here. Endless Winter Chapter 8. Don't know if anything fun going to happen in that. But man, the cardstock cover with... it's the Boss Logic. Boss Logic Black Adam cover. Really cool looking.
Whoever Scan is, this guy SKAN, he did the
Scan.
He did the Red Hood 52B cover.
Mm-hmm.
Just really, really great.
Yeah.
Really great.
Yeah, I love the crowbars.
Red Hood hasn't really gotten a lot of attention. He's like the next one that should pop, don't you think?
Yeah, I think he should as well. And he's done the best when he's done like super dark and super murdery.
Yeah. Bring that on. Another great Lee Bermejo cover for Detective 1033, cover B. He's just crushing it out of the park. I can't pick it again. But fantastic work.
Yeah.
Well done, sir. Well done.
Very good. Let's head on over to previewsworld.com, look through some of our other publishers, starting with Image Books.
I guess we can't, will there be, what was that Robert Kirkman thing that dropped? Royal Blood, what was it called? Something?
Yeah, Solid Blood or something.
Solid Blood. Will the 18th issue come out the same way, or will you be able to order that one? I wonder.
I assume you'll be able to order that one.
Because I remember, I think Die 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 was just like everything. They just came out every week,
Yeah,
and you
solid blood.
didn't get to order them at all.
These spawns are completely wicked looking.
You read a Spawn lately?
Nope, not since 300.
Yeah. I don't even think I read 300. I think I read 250. Undiscovered Country. Hopefully they gotta be getting close to the end of this. Another Scumbag. Issue 3's out. That's cool. Two of Kirkman's other books that need to wind up. Oblivion Song and Outcast. Those need to be...
Outcast is on its last arc.
And Oblivion Song's got to be right behind it, I think.
I think he's got more for that one, actually.
You sure?
No.
I mean, he's doing Firepower now, and he's got whatever this Blood Simple thing is.
You know what he's not doing? Walking Dead. He's got plenty done.
He's doing Walking Dead. There's a lot of cool back matter in this.
Yeah, he's just handing him old files.
No, he actually does some editorial stuff in the back.
True, but he's not coming up with new stuff for it.
Well, true. It is.
Parenthood #1 having a second print. We talked about this one being the refrigerator print. The to-do list, I should say.
Oh yeah. Star Wars.
Sure about this? Yeah, we talked about that during the FOC.
We don't like the art.
Rocco's writing it, but we assume it's old stories.
And we don't like the art style much. Yeah. If it's anything like the cover. Sorry, Ingo Romling. Could it be that maybe this is where this Solo 2 comes from?
Oh, I hope not. Solo's not good.
You didn't like it, huh?
No.
God, I enjoyed it. What did we hate about it? Tell me what I needed to hate.
I just didn't like it. It wasn't. I mean, again, I'm not one to crap on Star Wars. I leave that to their fans, but I just didn't like it as well. Like, I really liked Rogue One.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I was hoping it would hit in the echelon of, and it was not even close.
Yeah.
Like, if you're putting it in the ranking, it's down there with it's down there at the bottom.
With Sith, or what's the second prequel? Is the second prequel
Clones
the one?
is #2. Sith is #3.
Yeah, people hate clones, right? That's the one that's the
one.
Most hated.
Yeah, that's the dog. Well, I don't know. There are people that hold the 3 new ones below even those.
Wow.
Yeah,
I did not realize that. I mean, I watched Phantom Menace not that long ago. I still think it's great.
I mean, it's Maul. I love Maul, so I will always have a special place in my heart for Phantom Menace. Plus, you're just a big pod racing guy, so I mean, there's that.
Well, yeah. Little known fact, I still do that on the side. Maestro is finishing up 5th issue. Got a nice Bounty Hunters 8 cover there by Paolo Villanelli. Those are the
Cantina band.
Those are the Cantina. That's the Cantina band, man. And if they ever get a series on Disney Plus, you just never know.
Yeah, no doubt.
And then a classic Yoda and Obi-Wan, old Obi-Wan cover on the cover B for Bounty Hunters.
If you're into Firefly, Greg Pak's writing Firefly Blue Sun Rising #1. It's the end of the first ever Firefly event, and now everything changes. I do like my Firefly, but I've not been reading these, and I apologize.
To who?
People
Nathan
who want me to.
Fillion?
Yes. Sorry, Mal.
Jesus.
We got a Stabbity Bunny one shot. Gut Ghost. Stabbity Bunny one shot.
Where are you at? Where do you see that?
Under the G's for Gut Ghost.
Oh, it's not in Stabbity. Okay.
Yeah. From Vault Comics, we have Picture of Everything Else by Dan Waters. As the 20th century dawns, art promises to change the world and steep it in blood. A rash of impossible killings sweep through Paris, tearing the rich and beautiful apart in their beds. When two art thieves stumble upon the portraits of the victims, damaged in the exact same manner that they died, it appears that the man who once painted the immortal portrait of Dorian Gray has returned with darker plans for future work. Why is everything about murder?
You're a kindler, gentler Kyle, I guess. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not in the mood for murder at the moment. But I better, because there ain't nothing else, dude.
Yeah, it's slim pickings, or I'm missing something obvious.
Which we always do, unfortunately, for our listeners.
Yeah.
Phew.
I don't know, man.
Drew, this is the point of the podcast where as for your pick of the week. What's the one thing to make you go to your local comic shop and get? Perhaps just to read on this one.
You know, I guess I'm going to have to go with Star Wars Adventures Smuggler's Run from IDW.
There you go. Might not take a shot. Everything Star Wars is coming up Millhouse, so I mean, might as well do it.
I'll give her a shot.
And in the same vein, since I always thought it was cool, we will go with who did Scarlet Hood?
That was IDW as well.
Yep.
A twofer.
Yeah, Scarlet Hood #1, the second print. It's a neat idea. I like when they do specific second prints for stuff. If Scarlet Hood happens to take off, that'll be one to have.
That'll be the one.
But I mean, this is our Christmas week, so some people are holding back, and
Next week's going to be a dead zone.
yeah, crickets as far as that. But make sure you head to your local comic book shop to pick something up. If you can't find anything for this release week, grab a few things through the back issue bin. But now is the time when I challenge y'all, peoples. What did we miss? If there was something in here that was gold and we just ran right on by it, like we weren't paying no attention at all, let us know. Be part of the podcast. Find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, through our Gmail. Be part of the podcast. I think links for all those are in the show notes. We thank you all. So for Drew and for myself, see ya.